How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the British Columbia mini-series. Spencer and I chasing white sturgeon. This is the first day that we're getting out on the water. The first step in fishing for these sturgeons, you got to get bait. We have to get salmon roe. Spencer, how are we doing that?
We are going to be float fishing with some little jigs. We're going to put some shrimp on there. We got a little setup right here with the float. What we're going to be using for these sturgeon are going to be salmon eggs or salmon roe, if you will, but we need to catch them to make a spawn sack, more or less. Buddy's hooked up right here. Look at all the kings in here right here. You can see them. You can see them rising right here.
Look at that.
So I think all we're going to do is we're just going to kind of make a drift here, throw out some eggs, and hook up.
This is prime salmon run fishing. There's people everywhere. We got to get lines in. So we just set our bobber rigs out, and there are giant salmon jumping just everywhere around us. These are cohos?
These are chum salmon.
Chum salmon. Chum salmon are jumping everywhere. Two of them just right there. We don't really know. Do we know why they're jumping? No idea why they're jumping. They're just everywhere, and they're big. They are big. Watch out, Seagull. Give me your lunch. Slow her down here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is it a freshie?
No. 2 dead salmon. Think there'd be roe in there? There's fungus on that one. The problem we had, guys, is that there's salmon everywhere at the mouth. They were not biters. They were jumping all over us. They were not moving. So we're going to move upriver and hope to find some freshly dead ones to get the roe out of them. Yeah, this is going to have to be the name of the game. Is that all that one had?
Yeah.
There's some salmon roe. That's what we're after. We gave up on trying to catch them.
Yeah, screw catching them.
There's so many dead ones.
Let's go up.
How is this? We just caught another one. How is this thing alive?
It's still moving.
Oh my God.
Holy what?
Look at its mouth.
He is old.
Keep it still.
He is not moving too well.
Look at that.
Wow. Hey, get my camera.
That is crazy. That thing is alive. These salmon are coming in here to die, guys, if you weren't aware. They come in here, lay their eggs, and die. Well, guys, I have a bit of an update for you. It's been a frustrating afternoon, to say the least, for Spencer and I, because we had the idea that we would either be able to go into creeks and get a bunch of roe from dead fish, or we could catch fish and then take their roe. Neither of that really happened. We talked to a lot of guys at the river that had been out since sunrise, and they only caught 1 female, and the roe are in the females. It's the salmon eggs. So we're gonna make the best of our situation since we don't have any roe. So all we did was we took a bunch of belly from a bunch of salmon, and with the last like 2.5, 3 hours of the day, we're gonna be trying to fish with this.
This. The good stuff. There's nothing else.
That good, because we don't really have anything else.
Any salmon.
We don't have any roe.
I don't think there's any salmon left in this river.
We got a cool backdrop, at least. Look at this. Scenery in BC is still beautiful, but that was very frustrating seeing hundreds of salmon splash all around us. Couldn't catch them, and then there's a bunch of dead ones, which we didn't really know that dead salmon didn't have roe in them.
Of course they don't.
Well, yeah, I've never salmon fished before in my life, so there's my salmon knowledge. We're gonna cut these up into little salmon strips and hope some sturgeon want them. I don't know. If we can't catch any sturgeon on these tonight, we're gonna have some problems, and we gotta figure out a way to get roe. So here's the rigs we're using. It's straight braid. How heavy is this braid? 150 pound braid to a swivel. A weight's gonna go right there, a 20-ounce weight, and then about 15, 20 inches of leader, which is also like 120 pounds, to a snell knot little circle hook. And it's basically a waiting game, since you're almost catfishing with bottom bait. You just chuck it out, wait a little bit. If nothing happens, you move.
We made a transition. I had like a little bit of roe left from a dead fish we found, and I got bit. Yep, there he is. Look at my rod tip.
Oh my God, yeah. Is it on there?
I don't know. We have no idea what to do. Like, we have no clue what to do. I'm just gonna leave it here, I guess, for now, until he takes off with it. Then I'm just gonna jack his face in. They might be like, I don't know if there's like suckers or carp or...
Yeah, is there anything else? Like, we don't know what actually is in this river. That's what we were talking about. We're like, what do these sturgeon eat when the salmon aren't running in this river? We need to catch a fish and then have this be the backdrop.
Not very big. I don't really know, actually.
Okay, out of nowhere, Spencer grabs a rod and says he's hooked up. Is it still on?
Yeah. Small.
It's off?
Nope.
What's on there?
He's just swimming with me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hooked up, dude. Heck yeah. Oh yeah.
On row, he was swimming at you?
My drag is so loose.
How heavy is it? How does that feel?
He's just on bottom. I have no clue how to fight these fish, like none.
Yeah, we don't know what.
None at all.
Like, do you pump them?
Okay, you might really rod up.
You don't amberjack them, right?
No, I don't know. Reeler's up, because that anchor's gonna have to come up. Yeah, dude.
There she is.
They just hit it and run.
On the row, dude. The tiny bit of row that we picked up
the
from
only
the dead
row we
salmon.
have. Oh, I can still save my bag though. Oh yeah.
Look at those eyeballs, dude. They're crazy.
Give me a pair of pliers. Nice, I can save my bag too.
How does it feel, Spence?
Hey, this thing is sick. Sweet, okay. Let's get a couple pictures of it and put them back.
Little dinosaur.
Hold them there, don't let them fall. All right, our first sturgeon of the trip, what, 2 hours in, Chris?
Yeah, 2 hours into sturgeon fishing.
We got a really late start today looking for bait, never worked out for us. We did catch this one on row, so that's gonna kind of mess with us, I think. This fish is really, really jacked up, ready to go. Should we send her back?
Go for it.
There she goes. So cool. I can't even imagine like a 10-footer. I can't even imagine.
That was a baby, right?
Oh,
that was like 4 feet.
Nursery.
That was a nursery fish, but a good starter. It would kind of be wrong if we caught a 10-footer first fish. It wouldn't be wrong, but it's cool to kind of level up, catch a small one first, really get a feel for the fish, and then graduate to the big one, eh? Eh?
Yeah, boy.
Little bit more confidence now. Row, I don't really know where we are in the river and what to target as far as structure, but that was on this little bag of row.
That little bag of row, our only bag of row we have, because
In pantyhose.
we have no row.
I gotta stick with my cut dead salmon program because that's all we got. Yeah, that's good. All right, waiting game continues.
Hooked up.
Second one, all right, I'm gonna look here. Is it another small one? Is it another small one?
Yeah.
That boat over there, they just went to shore. They fought a fish for about a half hour. They just went to shore. We're catching these smaller ones. That's why they're coming up so quick. This one's bigger than the last one.
Is it?
I don't know, actually. They're definitely on row.
Oh yeah.
They do not want the meat program.
Oh, I told you. There she is.
Second sturgy.
Second one.
Spencer just let his second sturgeon go, and that confirms it. We need row. It was our original thought that we needed row. All the locals kind of just brushed it off, and they basically made sturgeon sound like just garbage cans on the bottom. The guy said they'd eat chicken. So that's not true, because I've had a bunch of like fresh cut meat down there. They haven't touched it. He's gotten 2 on the row. Row is the deal. Here we are, guys. This is the day. Last night, nothing else exciting really happened. Didn't catch any more fish. The sun set very quickly, but beautiful day. It's going to be a beautiful day. If you guys didn't know, British Columbia rains all the time, almost every day. Today's going to be like 65, sunny. There's already no clouds. It's going to be a good day.
So we ended up yesterday, we found some loose eggs and 1 dead fish. Well, I had enough to tie 1 spawn bag. All my buddies, everybody that I talked to out here says that row is the deal. So we had enough row to make 1 bag. Last night on the way in, there's a little creek mouth that we went by. I'm like, man, that looks good. We got to go check that out for salmon. So we went in there quick, and we picked up like 3 or 4 dead fish, touched their bellies. We got enough eggs today to basically get through for the morning.
We got a beauty day. The sun's just peeking over the Rocky Mountains. Or it's just starting to. The light of the sun is. It's gonna be like 65, sunny. I think sturgeon love warmth. I love warmth.
A lot warmer than yesterday.
Yeah. It's gonna be our best weather day by far, so we gotta make her happen today. Would you look at that?
That's a beautiful scene right there. I don't know if you guys can see that mountain back there. We couldn't see that yesterday because it was so cloudy out.
This is hour 3.
Yeah, this is hour 3 of our white sturgeon Fraser River adventure.
What we're targeting is these deep holes. We just idled over this big section. We're right under a bottleneck where the river kind of narrows out a bit. then it widens back out, and right behind that bottleneck is a deep hole. So that's where we're gonna set up lines today. Yesterday, we saw someone in this spot fight a fish for about a half hour, then go over to the shore to it, and that's a big one when that happens. So we're gonna set our lines out and keep our fingers crossed. Thinking about leaving our first spot. Oh, these things have so much power. We've been here for like an hour and a half, thinking about leaving, and then I had my rod sitting on the bottom with the clicker on, and all of a sudden it just goes, starts singing.
I'd loosen your drag a bit, or just stay on them. That's the thing we don't know. We don't know like how tight to have our drags.
Oh, God.
You're getting worked. I'd loosen it up. Just pull that lever back towards you. Pull the lever back towards you. There you go.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't even know how to fully work these reels.
There you go. Fight it like a hammerjack. I think he's just hanging out on the bottom, really. Lever, lever, lever. You just gotta stay on that lever, else you'll literally rip the rod out of your hands. You're not a very strong
guy. Dude, if these become 30 to 45 minute battles, I'm gonna need a nap. Oh, there it is.
You reel right up to the tip?
Almost. He's not that big. There it is.
There it is. Little one.
That can't be little.
Yeah.
That's a little one?
Yeah, it's like a 3-footer, dude.
Dude, we catch an 8, 9, 10 footer, we're in trouble. Just me and you, we're in trouble.
That's a little one, like a 3-footer.
I don't know the best way to hold these fish. Their spines, get a close up on those spines, like near the back. These spines are incredibly razor sharp. When they hit your hand the wrong way, they are sharp. Their heads are like hard as steel. These are insane, insane prehistoric dinosaurs. This is my first one. It's a little baby, but this gets me so jacked to catch a big one. There he goes. What amazes me is like muskie, they're such a huge, powerful fish and they tire out so easily. These things are ready to go back in. They just shoot right back down. So that was my first fish. And to think that fish was like a baby sturgeon on this river, like a 3-4 footer, is just tiny. They get to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 feet long. That is just mind blowing to me. If a 3 to 4 foot fish has that sort of power, I truly, like, we don't know what we're in for. We have no idea. So if we hook up with a big one, that's gonna be an interesting long battle. The two things we're running in this river right now to stay still, we got an anchor connected to 20-foot of chain to a rope in the front of the boat. Then we got a windsock coming off the back. But what happens when you're fighting a really big fish that's taking you all over the river, what people typically do is, Spencer, where's that float? What happens if you hook a big one, you tie that to the end of your rope and that allows you to unhook your boat from the anchor and you can freely float the river, fight the fish, get to shore, and then you can go back and get your anchor and also keep your spot. So that's gonna be the deal if we hook up with a big one. Until then, the wait continues. That's not something you see every day. Since we caught that one, it's been a little slow. There's 2 boats maybe 50 yards from us. They've caught 4. So that is how it is. We'll get our chances. That has been the deal today, guys. It's about 2 o'clock. We've only landed that one. There's a lot of boats on the river. Most of them are guides. And we don't really know what we're doing wrong. It's a very frustrating day because we've seen at least 10 fish caught, right? We've seen at least 10 fish caught. We're struggling because we don't know if it's the bait that's bad. We don't know if it's the location, the size of the leader. There's a lot of variables that go into catching these sturgeon, and we just know we're doing something wrong. Spence, what do we got going on here?
We have some buffalo wing sauce, some chicken, onions, and peppers. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put them in a tortilla shell. Quick, easy snack on the boat. You can put anything in like a wrap. Wrap forms are very easy to do. I do a lot of them when I'm fishing or guiding or whatever I'm doing. Good stuff. But I think what's gonna make this little piece here is this buffalo sauce. don't know, where'd we get this, Chris? At some
Canadian Superstore.
janky, that was it.
I don't think I have to describe again and be negative of how the fishing's tough. We're increasing the mood right now with a good lunch. Got the hood up because the sun is very hot, it's very direct. I was getting sunburned, and we didn't bring sunscreen because it's 30 degrees in the morning. We didn't think the sun would be this direct, this strong. So I'm just keeping the sun off me. Looking
Rare
forward to...
day in British Columbia.
Yeah, very rare day.
The next 3 days look like 100% chance of rain, so we're enjoying the barbecuing weather while we can. That's a good view of that,
All right, guys, it is now way later in the day, probably 5:30, an hour before sunset. We're totally 1,000,000% switching gears right now. I'll explain how we got here in a second, but right now I'm trying to catch salmon. We did this yesterday and failed, but we're seeing guys catch a bunch right now, so I'm gonna give her a go. I got one. First cast. Did not feel like a fish. Oh, look at them. These things are nuts. There's so many salmon out here right now. Oh my God. After not hooking into a sturgeon every day, this is just amazing. And my drag is also tight, guys. Come on. I think this is a big buck. We're looking for females, the does for their eggs. I think I got a male. Is it common to snag these? I've never caught one in my entire life. Gotcha. These salmon have incredible power. They just keep pulling and pulling and pulling. I really have to explain to the camera why I'm doing this, but like my drag is tight, guys, and it just keeps going. These are like 15 to 20 pound salmon. I have never caught these fish in my entire life. All right, so Spencer's back. What we're doing right now is sturgeon fishing was so awful, we concluded that it was because we didn't have good enough bait. We had pretty terrible roe. It was skein. It was not single egg form, for those of you that know what that means, because I pretty much don't fully know what that means, but I know it's why we weren't really catching sturgeon. So we came in here and we're cutting up a bunch of dead salmon to try to get what was left of their good roe, their good single eggs. We saw guys hooking up with a couple, so I took a cast out, and my first cast I caught one. Everyone fishes these pink jigs and kind of just like slowly swims them and pumps, and it seems sometimes they eat it, sometimes they get snagged.
You might wonder why I'm doing this. It's because the fish is snagged.
Yeah, fish is snagged in the back.
Wow, these fish have power.
Oh, I know. Telling you, I've been fighting it, guys. I've been fighting this fish for like 10 minutes, and he still is juiced up. I can't imagine the full power of these fish because they're very weak right now. They came in here to die. That's a big. Is that a big chum salmon?
Yeah. Hooked right in the back.
Nice, real nice. Look at, he's like decaying and rotting. How do they still have so much energy? This fish is like rotting. Look at that, losing all its color.
That's sweet. Big buck. This is a male. We don't want this one. We want a female. But that's pretty cool.
Cool.
Pretty cool mouth.
Well, honestly, it was fun to fight a fish.
What were you doing when you hit?
Just swimming it, twitching as everyone else
That
is.
deep?
Yeah.
That deep.
Yeah. All right, guys, so we are ending our second evening on the Fraser River, and I'd like to say we are starting a new chapter now, because the first couple days on the river, we knew it probably would happen because Spencer and I have never done this before. As we said, we really had no idea what we're doing, and we knew there'd be a learning curve. His buddy's just ramming her onto the ramp. We knew there'd be a huge learning curve with this. These fish are not easy, but I truly feel like we've learned a lot. I think we've been overthinking a ton of this. It's just putting fresh bait in the right spot for these sturgeon. That's really all it's came down to. It hasn't been a total disaster. Like, we've caught fish, but we've caught baby fish. We've only caught 3. We've only caught those 3 to 4 footers, and like I said, we're really after that 8, 9, maybe even 10+ foot giant trophy fish. But we do believe the tides are changing. We just talked to a super kind guide down at the ramp here. Everyone we've met here has been super nice, super helpful, from the bait shops, anyone on the water, at the ramps. And this guy actually gave us really fresh chum roe, which we've we've failed to catch chum roe. We haven't failed to catch sturgeon, but we've failed to catch great fresh baits. We've been using subpar bait this whole time. That guy just gave us some really fresh bait and also gave us some eel. He said that they've been getting them on lamprey as well. So we think the tides are changing. The biggest thing about this, though, is that yesterday evening I made an Instagram post saying, like, does anyone have any fresh roe? Because we've been needing it. And a super kind viewer has actually gave us a ton of tips and actually offered to come out on the water with us. I think he has a YouTube channel as well that he's going to be filming with, but yeah, I think he's going to come out with Spencer and I. Jay is supposed to come in tomorrow afternoon, so the trip is going to change a lot. It's not going to be hot like it was today. It's going to be kind of raining, but we have an umbrella, so we'll be able to film. We'll be good there. Yeah, like I said, I think we're really wrapping up the beginning, very tough chapter. Wouldn't you say, bud?
Yeah, but the times are changing, and I think that the biggest thing is we heard that the salmon, or the chum salmon run, is early. So
Yeah.
I think if we can get some tomorrow, that's our biggest thing right now, is we just can't get the
Yeah, we're
fresh
not
bait.
the only ones struggling to get fresh bait either.
And the guys that have the fresh bait are doing,
well, these are people that
doing
got
good.
the fresh bait last year, so they freeze it and then use it for this year.
and they've gotten it this year too. If you can get fresh bait this year, like loose eggs from this year, that's the ticket.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot. We went up a lot of rivers today to look for male salmon, or for female salmon. We found a lot of male salmon, so
Yeah.
we're trying. We're gonna get one though.
We got our hopes up. It's going to happen.
We got 3 more days.
We got 3 more days. We knew there'd be a learning curve. I think we've climbed the curve. Really looking forward to the next couple days because I think it's going to happen.